You know, I think you learn the most important lessons in life. You learn them over and over and over again. And this is something, and has been my motto, is betting on yourself. And I've made a very bad bet recently. And this is why I'm making this video, is because I think that a lot of people, they don't bet on themselves, right? They bet on something else. They bet on someone else. And when you bet on someone else or something else, you're leaving it up to someone else. Like when you take a bet, right, there's risk, right? A bet is risk. And these are more metaphorical bets, but it's still risk. It's the life risk. And when you pass that risk off to somebody else, right, you also pass off the reward. Because you know what comes with hardship, with overcoming difficult things, is victory, right? Success. And as you're missing out, maybe it is the easy way out of passing on that risk, passing off the hardship. But if you guys want to succeed in life, if I want to succeed in life, like, I need to bet on myself. I have never taken a bet on myself that has been a bad bet, right? Think of anything that, like, if you're confident in yourself, I don't see it as a risk. Like, every time I go all in and it's dependent on me, like I'm the one who's being depended on, then there's no risk, right? Because I'm confident in myself, I'm confident in my ability. There's no reason I shouldn't bet on myself, right? Michael Jordan says that when the ball's on the line, when the game's on the line, he wants the ball, right? When the ball's on the line. And that's a powerful quote, right? Think about that. When the game's on the line, he wants the ball. Do you want the ball? When that you're in that high pressure situation, do you want that ball? You want to take the shot? And most people, they want to pass the ball, right? They want to pass it because that's the easy thing to do. But the thing is, if you pass the ball, the other person controls it, right? If you pass, like, it's an important thing in your life, right? Your goals, your aspirations, and something hard comes in your way, an obstacle to get to those goals. If you push it onto someone else or leave it up to chance, right? Not even pushing it onto someone else, something else, right? You're not even doing it. You're just pushing it aside. You're leaving it up to chance. And so you're leaving your life up to chance. The goals and aspirations you have, you're not securing them. The only way you're going to know 100% if you fail or you succeed, right? If you win or you lose, is if it's all dependent on you, right? If you take that extreme ownership. And say you pass the ball, right? Who gets the glory, right? The person who takes the shot, right? You're not that person. Michael Jordan wouldn't have been Michael Jordan if he didn't pass the ball. And I don't even fucking play basketball, but I just love that quote, and it's been in my mind for like years. I don't know where I heard it, but it's that person who he would have passed the ball to that would have been Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan because he took the shot, right? He knew in his head, he had the confidence. He put in all the work. He knew out of all the players, amazing players on his team, he was going to be the one to take the shot because he had the highest percent chance of winning the game. He didn't want it to be dependent on other people, right? He wanted it to be dependent on him and his abilities, not other people's abilities. Why do you want your guys' success be dependent on other people's abilities? For me, why the fuck do I want to make money dependent on if a crypto chart goes up, right? That's stupid. There's no point in that, right? I've made money investing, but I've also lost a fuck ton. What are the markets for, right? The markets are to take your money, right? Their whole job is to take your money, right? And that's what happens. That's exactly what I got. I'm not invested in investing, right? That's not something I'm passionate about. I didn't spend time working to invest. That's not something I'm passionate about. So that's a big risk for me, is throwing money in stuff I have no fucking clue about. Right? If I were to invest that into myself, which is my real, true, most valuable asset, yourself, me, right? Yourself. That's your most valuable asset. You have two ways of betting. You have time and you have money. Think right now. Think about how you're spending your time and your money. What are you betting on? Because the way that you spend those two things is how you bet in life, right? Metaphorical bets. Are you spending your money on, like, clothes, materials, cars? Doesn't fucking matter. Like, material things. that aren't making you better? Or are you spending your money on yourself, developing your skill set, developing your health, developing your body and your mind, your soul, right? Are you developing yourself? Because the thing is, all those things, those material things, the cars are going to break down, your clothes are going to wear, they're going to tarnish, like it's all the material things are going to go away. But you're going to be around for 80, 100 years, right? So why not invest in yourself, and then you can get thousands of those things in the future, right? You got to think about the long term, right? Because if you have nothing, like if you're at baseline 0, what's the point of getting those things? Why not build up yourself first, and then those things come with it? Those are always going to be at the same price, at the same amount of time you have to put in. But this, your mindset, your body, your health, all that stuff, it's invaluable. You can't put like a price tag on it, right? You can't put a time tag on, or like a time numerical value on a skill set or a piece of knowledge or a life lesson. You can't put a price tag or like a definitive amount of time to learn those things, because everybody's different, right? Some people might need to go through a different challenge to learn a life lesson, right? And I think that me saying this, you guys are still going to have to go through the life lesson of betting on something else and losing, right? I learned the life lesson again, right? And I learned it over and over again, right? I got greedy and invested in crypto and I lost my shit. Like that's completely fine with me, because now I know, like, this is not just me losing my money. This is a lesson that I can build off of for the future. Because now every time that I think back to when I saw the most success in my life, right? When I made the most money, when I saw the most personal development, when I learned the most, it's all when I invested in myself. It's all when I bought courses. I threw the money and the time into myself, right? Not in a selfish way, but into a growth way, like a mindset of, hey, let me develop myself, because that's the whole point of this channel, is to be a better person. It's to develop myself, self-improvement, and grow not only as a person, but in every aspect of life, right? That's the whole premise. And betting on yourself is the first step to doing that. And the first step to betting on yourself is gaining confidence. So what do you have to do to get confidence? You have to bet on yourself. You have to win, right? You have to create a consistency of winning. That's how you gain confidence, right? You do the thing over and over and over again, right? And you might fail, right? I know I said that every time I bet on myself, I've never lost, right? It's always a winning bet. But the thing is, I have failed, right? I've bet on myself and I failed. But the thing is, it's not a loss. It might be a failure, but it's not a loss. Because what do I do after the failure? You take it as a life lesson and you learn and you apply it to the future. And then you win, right? So you can fail a million times, but as long as you don't give up, when you give up, that's when you lose. Like, that's when you lose in life. So guys, actually think about what you're spending your time on, what you're spending your money on, right? Is it gonna get you to where you wanna be long term? Because the short term doesn't fucking matter. The materials, the nice things that you want now, right? You can get all of them, but you have to become a person of like value and substance before you get to that mindset and that ability to have abundance, right? And I think that a big stepping stone for me was getting my back against the wall, all right? Getting in that situation where you take a huge bet, where everything is on the line, right? There's something that flips a switch into you. And I know if people are watching this, they know that situation that they've been in, where there's a lot on the line. Like, a lot could go wrong, but you could stand to gain a lot, but you could also stand to lose a lot. And if you've been in that scenario and you've really bet on yourself, right? Maybe if you bet on something else, it would have been a shitty situation. But if you bet on yourself and you're confident, where like I was dead broke, I was at rock bottom, I was just like straight out of high school, like absolutely didn't know what I wanted to do. The one thing I was confident in is I was going to figure it out, right? I was confident in one thing, and it was myself. And that self-belief got me into an industry that nobody would have thought I was going to go into, because I was antisocial, because I didn't talk to anybody, because I I was terrible at speaking, and I got into an industry where that's how you made money, is speaking to people, which is sales. And what did I do? I had no idea how to do that shit. I spent all my money on a course on how to learn and didn't even have a fucking car. My car blew up, right? I spent all my money on this course. I couldn't even fix my car that blew up. So I couldn't go anywhere. I was all in, like this had to work. And once you're in that situation, and a lot of you guys probably have been in that situation, you just haven't consciously realized, like this is do or die. Now, when you are in that situation, maybe you can remember, like Tristan said this was gonna happen, right? Be confident in yourself, attack it, right? A good quote I heard is like, when there's a storm coming, right? A bison, they run into the storm because that's like the shortest way of like being in the storm, because they're gonna run past it, they're gonna run through it. So fucking run head on into the storm so it goes quicker, right? I don't know who said that quote, but that was a good quote and that just popped in my head. So when risk comes into play, right? When trials and tribulations happen, when you have something that's difficult in life, don't shy away from it. Don't pass the ball to somebody else. Embrace it, because that's how you learn the most lessons. That's how you grow the most as a person, because you're betting on yourself, right? You have that self-confidence that you can do whatever. It doesn't matter. Even me, like I ran 33 fucking miles like last week, and I had no running training, like absolutely none, right? And you know, the whole time I hadn't ran for like 5 years. The longest I've ran is like a 5K, and I had no doubt in my mind that I wasn't gonna finish, right? There was not a single second that I was like, fuck, I'm definitely not gonna finish this. Like I definitely questioned it in my brain, but there was then it like went by and I was like, okay, I just kept running, right? It was like, I don't fucking care. Like I got blisters, yeah, it's mile 2, but fuck it, I gotta finish anyways. I can't post this video that I'm gonna do this run and then run 2 miles, right? No, I'm gonna finish it. So get that mindset that you guys need to get this shit done, right? Take your situation more serious, right? Hold the key to your castle in your hand. Don't pass it off to somebody else, because they're not gonna run it how you want to run it and how they should run it, right? Nobody else has your goals in mind except for you, and nobody else is coming to save you, right? And you've heard it a million times. Nobody's coming to save you, right? Because when you this is a whole different topic, but when you guys want to do something, when you have something like a goal or aspiration in your mind and you do bet on yourself, right? Action is the only thing that matters. You have to actually attack it, right? You can't bet on yourselves and then not do anything about it, because what does that do, right? You have to create that winning consistency, because if you create a consistency of losing and you bet on yourself and you lose, what did you just do? You just got into your brain and told yourself that I'm a fucking loser, right? You have to actually win. So take it serious. Action. Don't think about it. Act. So this is my spiel for you guys. And I made a bad bet, but I'm not worried about it, because now I just reminded myself that I got to reinvest into myself. I got to take myself as number one, and my bets need to be on one thing, and it's me. Because the only thing, like the only difference between where you are right now and where you want to be is this right here. It's the knowledge you have, right? There's no difference between Tristan right now, that's made 6 figures online and is able to speak like this, and Tristan, who couldn't speak at all, antisocial, was making $12 an hour lifeguarding. There's no difference between the two of us except for this up here. And I have quite a bit more muscle and less fat. But there's really no difference. The only thing I've changed is this, right? Focus on this, because it's your mind, it's your discipline, it's the skills that you've built that are gonna take you the farthest. It's not some investment like some crypto, despite what I fucking thought. And you wanna get rich, right? It's the shiny object syndrome. It's not any of that. It's not a nice watch, it's not a nice car. It's this, right? This is the thing that really matters. So get that in your fucking brain, right? And I know you're gonna have to learn this lesson yourself, right? Just think, my goal is to teach you consciously, or get you to be conscious once you go through this moment, because you're going to go through this moment and then you're going to be like, oh shit, Tristan is right. This is my time to fucking lock in. Put the team on my back and shoot that shit. Right? And if it doesn't hit, then you got it the next game and the next game and the next game. It doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm using basketball analogies. Never played basketball. I played in like 6th grade, but whew. All right, I'm gonna head to bed and I'll catch you guys.